what be helpful if I pulled my microphone close to my face? Woo! Microphone, what you doing today, buddy? Oh, that's your problem. Okay. Hi, guys. It's a Sunday. It's somehow the first Sunday in August. You care to explain to me how that happened? I have questions. Okay. Now, absolutely, YouTube. We will happily follow the rules. Hey, Nikki. I have a project bag that's just in the wrong spot. Oh, YouTube gives you a lot of information when you're in chatting, which is wonderful until you realize you don't want them to do that. I'm going to see if I can get this sort of situated. Hey, Elsa, how's it going today? It's a Sunday. I made it. My cat is not impressed with me. Fair. While everybody wanders in, hopefully everybody had a good end of July going on. Things were happening. We continue to suffer the heat, as most of everywhere from Alberta east is doing right now in North America. And Norway, you guys, your heat wave made the news over here, which tells you that's a big deal. I was tickled pink when I heard it on the news. It was like, an unprecedented heat wave in the northern Scandinavian countries. And talked about Norway. And I was like, oh, hey, I know someone in Norway. And yes, no, it is unreasonably hot for them. Oh, take it. And if it never comes back for you, count your blessings. We don't get that kind of permanent break till sometime in late October. Then our temperatures will start to go down enough that we can then start thinking that we're not going to have any. I'm just mixing up some coffee milk. Don't mind me this morning. So I've got months still where it could theoretically get above 30 degrees Celsius, and that's normal now. So, oh, I wish. However, my province is still on fire, so there is no open windows because we're either 8, 9, or 10 on the air quality index most days. The lowest we get is 4, and 4 is still moderate. I missed the 1, 2s, and 3s. Hopefully they come back this winter. So for me, there is no open windows. That would be very, very bad. My lungs, as it is, are quite unhappy, and that's fair. I've done some damage, self-inflicted and not self-inflicted. Yeah. 30 degrees Celsius in Norway that's weird. I want to brush my hair because it's hair brushing time, but I'm on the internet. Okay, don't brush your hair. Do your podcast, lady. Do your podcast. We've got some fun stuff. We've got to unwrap our yarn club for the month. We have to talk about the wrapping up of the summer cow. We have to talk about the new year-long crafting projects that I'm starting. We have bags to pick for the week, and we have the stuff I've worked on. So we've got plenty on the docket. I should probably get going, shouldn't I? Stop yammering. Get going on. I just want to drink my coffee and brush my hair. You know what I'm talking about, right, guys? Let's start for fun. Let's open up something for fun. Let's open up hair. This is why we have to brush the hair. Let's grab a skein. Let's start with whatever the new yarn is for the month. I'm just going to reach my bag again. Make some crumbly ones. We'll pull out one from the bottom. This seems lonely. We're down to single skeins, so there are no more double skeins or big skeins in there. I know because I just stuck my hand in the bag. What am I doing? Haven't had any coffee. When I get my hands in there. Ooh, hello. Oh, I'm gonna make crinkly noises. I gotta. Listen, it's a tradition. You crinkle up the wrapping paper. Well, my family's moving away from wrapping paper because it's definitely not a thing we should be using. While we still have it in the house, do I crinkle it up in a really small ball and then huck it at my niece? Yeah, it's something that my niece has had to suffer her whole life because before it was my niece, it was my sister. Hey, Miranda. That's fine. Hey, Jude. How's it going? You have to play with your empty Kleenex box right now. Like right now, we have to play with it. Mommy's podcasting. You don't give a flying fuck. Favorite toy on the planet? Super expensive? Anything? Absolutely not. Empty Kleenex box that I have pulled the plastic bits out of, so it's just the cardboard box. Yep, that's our favorite toy on the planet. Is there one in the office right now that she's playing with? Yes. Yes, it is. Jude, I also hope that Storm Mrs. Austin doesn't hit you guys too badly, because that doesn't sound fun at all. We've got some fun green yarn. This was actually, I think this is gift yarn from Karen out in Germany. Karen, did you give me this? Karen, are you in here today? I don't know. She might be busy. There's no English on this ball band. I suspect it's German. It's green. This is perfect. I got to start Halloween crafting. So, this is just an indication that I need to start crafting Halloween stuff. Ooh, very good pull. Okay, I'm excited. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, though. We're fingering weight. We're a nice wall. Like, I can feel the wall. Maybe as some highlight points or stuff for things. I don't know. I don't have any fingering Halloween colors outside of this. Okay, that's a lie. I have a sweater's quantity worth, but it's specifically for a specific sweater, and I bought it for my birthday. And that was freaking ages ago. But I have 100 grams of new stuff. What have I done? Jude, there's no problem. Everybody starts as a beginner at some point, and aprons are a great beginner sewing project. I'm glad that you're sewing. My sewing machine is set up. It's set up. I've even gone so far as to do all the testing to make sure the zigzag stitch function was working correctly, because you always check with your sewing machine. Even if you've done nothing with it, you check your tensions. So I've gone through all the steps and checked my tensions, and I even have the project that I'm supposed to be sewing sitting out, pinned, draped over the chair, ready to go. Have I sewn? No. No, I haven't. This dress is sitting there. The side seams are done. The top of the bodice is done. All I need to do is attach the top of the bodice to the skirt portion and then do a hem. And it's a floor-length maxi dress that I should be wearing in the summer. Have I sat down at any point this week after getting it all set up? Nope. Am I going to have to disassemble it and take it down by Wednesday? Yes. Yes, I am, because I will absolutely likely have guests over on Wednesday. Who knows? 100 miles per hour for Scotland? God, that's going to be fast. That's some serious winds. Woof. Something's going to fall over. Something's going to fall over. Something's going to fall over. At 100 clicks an hour? That's a lot of wind. Like at 80, it starts getting windy here, to the point where we notice it and it starts to affect things. But 100? That's hard for people to keep their feet on the ground territory. Oh, so good. I learned how to make coffee milk this summer for myself. Oh, so happy. Yes, kitten. And my brain's like, Scotland has trees, but it also has big swaths with very little to no trees. That could get really windy. Kate, changing from the Kleenex box to rubbing your very cold, wet nose on my toes does not help. I am not giving you that foot. You don't get to lie on that foot. Oh, thank you, Miranda. I appreciate that it's got shared to the Facebook group, which is excellent. Am I any good at checking it? Yes. Do I respond? No. We're one step at a time. I am the worst with social media. But I just have to get into the habit, is what it is. All right, we opened up the fun yarn. My brain is already thoroughly distracted thinking about Halloween patterns that I could do. And you know what? That's not what we're here for today. I have two finished objects that didn't even exist last week. So as you can tell, it's been a productive week for me. Yeah, productive week. I needed some quick wins. I have some ideas in my brain for some crochet patterns, but my first step was to figure out numbers and math to be this exact size I wanted. So I have a tablet. It is a 10-inch Fire tablet from Amazon. I use it as a portable screen, a portable workplace, and quite frankly, it's my e-reader. Why? Because it is huge. So my large font means I'm still scrolling 50 billion pages to everyone's one, but I can cram at least another line or two of text on the larger screen. Nor did I necessarily want to spend a whole bunch of money on a thin, slim, or name brand. So I just bought an Amazon Fire tablet. It's fine. I'm comfortable doing some stuff on Amazon. I have Kindle Unlimited. I have Audible. I have Amazon Prime. I'm fine with Amazon. Do I like their business modeling? Absolutely not. They're a big corporation. Do I like 2-day shipping? Yes, I do. I am a creature of comforts. Okay. It's a thing. What I did wanted to do is I wanted to make a cell phone slip cover. So I did a I don't want to say it's a mock-up essentially. I want to make a cell phone crochet cover in mosaic patterning because crochet mosaic is very, very pretty, or in crochet fillet. Like there's a couple of different patterns I want to try out style wise. But step one was make the cell phone cover to the exact specifications of your cell phone. So mine is a Samsung Galaxy S11, I think. What are you, buddy? Buddy, do you know what you are? I mean, you probably do. I'm not going to turn you on. It's this big honker. This beast. Got to go in the right direction. This beast. This is my phone. It's horking huge. Phones are now at the point where I can't stick them in my bra and have them disappear, which it means they're too big. I have very large boobs. If my phone doesn't disappear in my bra, the phone's too big. The phone's too big. We live. So, step one, crochet yourself up a quick double crochet. So I just held 2 strands of fingering double because I've got a lot of fingering scrap I got to get through. And make yourself a sleeve that you can stick your cell phone in, that your cell phone fits snugly in. So I made a very snug, tight, simple. Sliding it in. I haven't had this phone for very long. I'm still very precious with it. Cell phone cover. Excellent. Now from this base, I can see how much it stretches. I can see how much it gives. I can now go and do a mosaic patterning one or the filet crochet stitch that I want to do. I basically make a rectangle and sew it up. Will I post all of these options for free on the blog post when I'm done? Yeah, of course I will. This is not a problem. I also didn't talk me into it, but I agree that I should be blogging some of the simpler things that I don't want to be charging for and not worry about doing any sort of like Ravelry downloads, just link them into the Ravelry page. So I opened up and started a Ko-Fi, and I am slowly starting to create stuff on that site for that purpose alone. Mostly because I've tried WordPress for years and I could never get into any of the actual strictly blogging websites. I could never get it to vibe. I like how Ko-Fi is set up. I like how easy it is to post. I like how easy it is to link things. And I'm like, this is the level of tech I want. So we will have one for my cell phone and we will have one for my Amazon Fire tablet. So it'll have the dimensions for the tablet for everybody. But I mean, again, because it's going to be just a free pattern, it's not terribly worse. Again, all I did, 2 strands of fingering weight yarn held double on a 4mm crochet hook, and I made a sleeve. I made a cover sleeve. My tablet is charging, so I can read the book I'm currently reading later. So I know my tablet's not here. Have I woven in the one leftover end from my crochet? No. It's still. still hanging out. Of course, I'm woven my end in. When do I ever weave my ends in before I'm like super done? I never do. In fact, with my mock-ups, I rarely weave in the ends ever. So now I have my numbers, I have my math, I have my stuff written out. I can start doing the fun stuff now. I mean, I want to do the fun stuff, right? My brain I keep catching glimpses of that green yarn, and I'm like, what do I want to make with the green yarn, guys? It's fingering me. I think it needs to be something for the apothecary table. Oh, I want to make those eyeball bouquet. Ooh. No, that wouldn't work good as an eyeball color. That would work poorly as an eyeball color. I'm going to have to go looking up Halloween stuff at Fingering Weight Yarn, see what pops up. Because the obvious answer is like ghosts and stuff, right? But like, what's the unobvious answer? And it's 100 grams. So we'll be making a bit, even if we crochet with it. Could make slime for a glass jar. You're not wrong. It's gotta be something. I mean, it'd be super simple. Like if I had like a dark purple fingering weight yarn. Might be calling Aaron this week. I could make a Halloween cowl. Because if you think about it, I've got that. Does everybody remember that Halloween double wrap cowl that I put out a couple of years ago? I'm just thinking, just make another one of those. However, make it in this and with the purple. Oh my god, that'd be so good. Okay, I might do that. I don't need another double wrap Halloween cowl. Good evening, Elise. What's for dinner? That's the important question. Sure. You can use several different things for lining depending on what you want to do and what feels good next to your skin and your budget range. I tend to pick very, very lightweight linens to be the linings next if I'm putting it next to my skin. If it's something that I'm going to be lining like a coat with or an outside garment with, then I'll move into different sort of plastic linings. Rayon blends and that, just because I don't have it next to me. If it's going to be next to me, I am trying to move away from plastics, rayons, and move in more towards the linens and stuff. However, it's a personal preference thing because let's be honest, I have a coat pattern that I cut out. I had to resize it because coat. My mom bought the pattern originally for her, so the coat size is for my mom, which is fine across our shoulders because our shoulders are the same. However, my mom is not 5'10". My mom is shorter than 5'10". So I had to lengthen it a bunch. But that coat is a double layered zipper coat that's 3/4 length on me, and I lined that in raw silk. So like you can use a bunch of different things for lining. It just depends on what purpose it's serving for you. However, I tend to go with very thin, lightweight stuff for lining, so I'm not adding additional weight to the garment, whatever you get, right? Pigs in a blanket. That's wieners wrapped in pastry stuff, right? I've never had pigs in a blanket. I've heard about them, and I think it's wieners wrapped in some sort of dough, right? I've not lost my mind. You have to remember, guys, I can no longer buy mayonnaise from the store, even if I wanted to, because there are no more even vegan mayo brands that don't use cornstarch. There's just a lot in my life I don't get to have unless I'm willing to commit all of it. So it's interesting to be me some days. Sausages Sausages wrapped in bacon? Okay, I can get behind that. Now my brain's like, wonder if I can get Dad if he goes hunting this fall, and if he gets a deer this fall. If he, I need to turn the Discord notifications off. Everybody's posting, and I really don't want that nonsense. But if Dad catches a deer, and he goes out with his buddies, and they go out and they do this, and when they get the deer in, they make deer sausages, and sometimes Dad's kind enough to give me. I've got to turn that damn thread off. Kind enough, he usually gives me some of his deer sausage, and sometimes they just give me some of the leftover ground deer to have because they know processed meat and me don't get along very well. So, like, I have to, when I eat meat, I have to be very careful since the whole ovarian cyst debacle, like 9 years ago at this point. Almost 9 years ago at this point. However many years I've been podcasting, that's how many years ago this was going on. My digestive tract never fully recovered, so I can't eat meat every day. I just can't. I get so sick. My body does not, we're not okay with it anymore. So I have noticed if I stay away from beef, chicken, pork, I do a lot better on fish, deer, and mutton and stuff. So I'm some halal meats. They're not quite as overdone. So I have to be careful, but I can do it. But I do love my dad's deer sausages. So like wrapping those in bacon, I think you'd totally be behind us doing that. I didn't know they did it with sausage. Yeah, no, I can't do. Is it puff pastry here? Okay. Bacon. Okay. Hey, Jen, we're talking food. I'll pass Nikki. I had meat once this week, so I can't have any more. My dinner tonight will be vegan. My dinner most nights is vegan. It's fine. I have a fruit salsa in the fridge. I'm going to make some more flour and tortilla chips this afternoon, and I'm just going to comfortably eat salsa and chips and whipped tofu, and I'm happy with that. Though chicken's good when I have it. I tend to pick turkey over chicken. Yikes. That's going to excite a debate. I like turkey better. If I can only have meat like twice a week max, unless I'm having lots of fish and hunted meats, I might as well just, have the bird I prefer. And it's not like my monster care. She doesn't eat birds. Why? Because I had bacon this week. That's why, guys. I've already had meat once this week. That's a lot of sandwiches. That's a lot of sandwiches. Fair. I'd want my kitchen back too. Do you have any? Do you have any like theoretical finish time for the kitchen renovations? Now, I'm a carpenter's daughter. I understand that the estimated completion date for any renovations is a lie. It's a lie. Something will go wrong. Something will go wrong. It will not be done on time. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Nobody's going to die. But yeah, at some point, you kind of want your kitchen back, right? So you can cook. Oof, that's so hard. That works. Gotta love a turkey. All right. Other things that I am currently working. Oh, I forgot. No, I didn't forget a project. Ha ha ha. No, it's there. Oh, no. Perfect. All right. We're still in the crochet realm. But as you noticed, I made two things out of scrap yarn. I made two things out of scrap fingering weight yarn with my 4mm hook. Shiny. I need to get one of those ergonomic ones with like the bigger handles on the bottom. Because this is hard to hold for any length of time now. It wasn't a problem before, But I think I've gotten used to the larger hooks that I have with the ergonomics. Like I've got the bubble ones and I've got some of the fatter plastic squishy ones. And now I'm like, when I go to the smaller hooks that don't have the ergonomics on them, I'm like, I need to get ergonomic hooks. I just don't know what ergonomic hooks I want to get. It's a 4mm and I want to try something different. Right? So whatever. I will get a new ergonomic hook. Oh my God. Ridiculous. That's a hard go for a month. Holy jeebers. Just gross. Gross, Jude. I'm so sorry you're going through that. I may have grown up in many houses always under construction, but Dad always made sure that if the bathroom and the kitchen were being done, they were done fast, so we had them back as soon as possible. I have started another crochet blanket. Why have I started another crochet blanket? Why have I started another granny square crochet blanket? Why am I doing a granny square crochet blanket marled? Because I'm holding 2 fingering weight yarns together. Because I was just in my fingering weight yarn leftovers or ones without balls or 3/4 skeins and went, oh my God. I have too much. I have too much. We're almost out of worsted acrylic. We did really good at plowing through those. I'm finishing off the blanket I'm currently working on. As soon as it's cool enough, I can put a blanket in my lap because it's now 3/4 of a completed blanket. It's like it's in your lap when you're working on it now. As soon as the weather cools down, I'm finishing that broad up. Like it's sitting there staring me in the face, and I'm like, the moment I'm not hitting plus 25 on the regular, you're coming off that shelf, and I'm finishing you. I need to eat up scraps. I need to eat up scraps. I need to eat them up faster than I have been doing. So we're making a giant crocheted marled blanket. Why? Because I like marled blankets. I need to spend more time making granny square stuff. This is a classic granny square. Do I know how big I'm going to make this before I get irritated and decide to make it in pieces and seam it together later? Or am I going to make it one giant one? I have no idea at this point. I don't know. I'm just making a square because I'm annoyed at how many scraps I have. I'd keep the hope alive. Once it is done, you will be so happy with the finished renovations. It's just getting through this part, and it's gonna be a problem. Ooh, Jen, 27. That's not bad at all. If it clouds over and rains and lowers the temp a bit, it's actually reasonable. So I literally just have. Tracy gave me this wonderful series of buckets in our Advent exchange last year. Like, God, Tracy went over the top. I mean, I loved it. I certainly got spoiled, and I won't say no to some spoiling. But she made these super cute bucket things for me. Like, look at this, so cute. She's such a good sewer too. Anyway, I shoved two random balls. Hello, microphone. Two random balls. Fingering. I think the light one. I think the light one is Get Off My Lawn. It's the last of the Get Off My Lawn. The red, I have no idea what the red's called, but I think this is the last of some Ancient Arts Get Off My Lawn yarn that I had. But I don't care. I have 3 freaking extra large Ziploc bags that you can like get from the grocery store that aren't like store blanket in size. Full, like crammed full. And I'm going into the fall season. I need to make space in this room for more yarn. I'm not going to lie to myself or you guys and say I'm not buying yarn. We all know I'm going to buy yarn. We all know I'm going to buy yarn. Manitoba Fiber Festivals in September. I'm going up to Erin decided with complications to the Knit City, we're going to do the Regina yarn event at the end of October. I think it's the end of October. So I'll be up. There's more yarn buying to happen. So I got stuff to do and we need to get through this. And I love a marled. So I have started a marled crochet blanket that requires no thought, which is great as my brain is full of thoughts right now on pattern designs. You'll all be happy to know that Asa, the moderator, the marvelous moderator, is also the primary. Can you check to make sure this is English and not Jocelyn before it goes out to real life people? person, and she is getting the nitty gritty for the Choose Your Own Adventure sweater. So the base sweater pattern is going out to her to be tech edited. And then I've got to get the questionnaire Englished, because right now I think it's probably still partially in Jocelyn. And I need to finish the texture lace option testing, swatch testing, and then I'm going to be ready to cast on my version. And then I'm probably going to call for testers at that point, because the quiz mucks up any possibility of me being able to fully test the pattern because of the sheer volume of options available via the quiz. So I should be looking for testers probably at the end of August, I suspect. So for the moment, my brain has got crochet tablet, crochet tablet cover, crochet phone cover, one sweater, and one crochet dress just crammed in there. I don't have a lot of space for other stuff. And I'm going to try to cram more in here anyway, because I feel like my brain plan requires, stretching. At least have a good dinner. No? Okay, I hope it rains tomorrow then, Jen. I didn't know you were going to a concert tonight. Hope the rain holds off till tomorrow morning or overnight. Oh, like late overnight. So when you wake up in the morning, like the rain's just done, but you still get that nice, cool rain smell in the house. That's what I hope. That's my hope for you. That's my hope. All right, have some more coffee. So patterns and stuff aside, and also, yes, I know I need to send you the email still with the documents and stuff, but I decided to do some cleaning in the house on Saturday, which doesn't come as a shock. That's kind of what you do. And I got my stitches taken out, which is great because that's a little bit ahead of schedule. So I'm healing up real good because I'm a klutz, and that's just how that works. But I'm still not supposed to stand on my foot all that much, and I may have stood on my foot more than I was supposed to on Saturday, so I may have laid down Saturday morning around noon, and I may have slept till 6 o'clock. I may have lost like all of Saturday. So I'm gonna be working on that today. Really? Ugh. See, I want rain. I want some really good, cooling, dehumidifying rain days. I want nice, slow, steady rain to help deal with the fires. I want to get rid of the smoke smell and the frickin' air that's been here since May. I have hopes and dreams for rain, but I don't live in a part of the world that rains as much as I would like to interact with rain. So I'm going to do the best I can. I'm also hesitant on forecasts because they're scientifically based, educated guesses. So it's a best guess scenario. So one hopes that they're right, but they get proven wrong a fair bit. So I just let it go. I have one more project we can talk about, and then we're on to the wrap up for the Summer Cal, the Knit Around the World challenge that's going to start on the 1st of September, because I can start talking about that now. We got less than a month. We're into August. And then we need to pick a bag pattern for the week, because I'm going to try to do a bag a week this month. And I would talk to you about the check-in stuff with Louise, but poor Louise had a really bad migraine on Wednesday, so we had to push. And since she was out to the cabin this weekend, I don't expect to hear from her till Monday when she gets back. Probably, honestly, really even Monday night when she's doing the Monday Night Live, like her New Start Monday nights on Monday. I probably won't bug her till then, and I'll just hop into chat there and talk to her on Monday. So I suspect that'll happen sometime this week. So I'm going to not talk about that, and we will just leave that project in the ether till next Friday, because I don't want to do any spoilers. I did do a little bit of work on my Como top. Did I do as much work on my Como top as I needed to? No. This is what happens every time. Like after I've attempted monogamy in my knitting, I rebel hard and do what? I casted on 3 new projects this week. There's a downside when I try to monogamously knit. It bites me in the butt. I did start making some progress on my first front panel. Yeah, we're going to say panel. It's not really a panel. It's like a whatever. You work on one section at a time. So I don't know. Hang on. Can I rotate this? Yes, I can. I don't know if this is long enough. I am short in one spot of my body and one spot of my body only, and that is the depth between my armpit hole and my collarbone. So I did just to the end of the decreases, broke the yarn on the first back, left, back, right. I'm doing one of the back sides. And I moved on to the first front section. So as you can see, I'm working on the decreases and the V-necking and shaping for the first front section. I still have a secondary front section and a secondary back section to go, but I'm going to do the same on all 3 remaining sections. So I'm going to complete all of the decreases, and then I will, at that point, take the measurement to see if it is deep enough for my specific ratio. Because most times, one of the other reasons I don't do short row shaping is because I am short in one spot only in patterns, and that is between my collarbone and armpit hole. So while patterns at a 48-inch plus bust will call for like 9 inches, I don't need 9 inches. That's too much. And all that does is create a bunch of excess fabric in your armpit space, which nobody likes the look of. And quite frankly, looks frumpy. So I'm not sure. My row gauge is always off. I can have my stitch gauge can be great. My row gauge is always just out to lunch. I don't know what it is, but I know it's out to lunch every time. So that's fine. I am making accommodations to fit my knitting style and my body sizing. So for the moment, I have the back, we'll say back right side done. I'm working on we'll say back left. Back left is done. I'm working on front left, which means I have the front right and then the right back left to go. You'll be all very proud of me. I could have been farther with this. But let's be honest. I dropped a stitch. I had to go fix it. I mucked up somewhere in here. Did I go back? Nope. No, I did not. However, a tiny bit of progress was made. I think it's because I didn't stream that much this week. I usually stream 3 days a week. I only managed once this past week, so I didn't have that converse downtime while I was editing the VODs to go up on YouTube. Which is, when I'm exporting a 5-hour long video to YouTube, it takes a while, and that tends to be where I sneak in my knitting during the week. So, excellent. I thought it was Friday, and I sent off the request, but I didn't hear back, and I assumed she was out at the cabin, and Louise knows me well enough to know I'm not stressing about it. I'm not worried about it. It'll happen when it happens. I am that mellow about things. But she does forget that I don't check social media. Thank you for letting me know, Asa. All right. A little bit of progress. I've got to the end of the month. As long as I get the Como top done by the end of the month, I have completed it within the, 2-month window for the summer cal. We started this in June, July. When did we start? 2 months, 3 months? How long has this been going on? We're ending it at the end of this month. I forgot when we started it. I don't remember. It was an impromptu cal to give me an excuse to cast something on. Always appreciate it, Asa. Thank you for coming up with a plan. I like the plan. Let's talk about the upcoming plan, because we need to make plans and then we need to pick bags. So get prepared. We're going to ask for opinions on bags in a hot second. But first, let's discuss knitting around the world, because I have overcomplicated stuff as usual. Everybody remember those old maps? Trust me, the story's going somewhere. It's got a purpose. We started in June, Asa? Okay. June to July, July to August. So 2 months. Oh, that's not bad for me. That's a fingering weight tank top at 48-inch bust, and I added the extra inches in under 2 months. Or 2 months by the time I'm done. Oh, that's actually quite quick. Oh, hot dang. Okay. I feel a lot better about that now. Oh, that just made my day. Back to knitting around the world, or crocheting around the world, or crafting around the world. I used to work at a store, unshockingly. And they would sell these black world maps, and you could buy them and pin them up, and you could scratch off chunks to reveal the gold, fake gold, lining underneath. The idea was every time you went to a different country or a different part of the world, you could scratch that part off to say you'd visited as sort of like a visual marker of places that you've gone in the world or places, and then you could make plans to go to the places that were still covered and not scratched off, right? And I always liked that idea. I am not going to be traveling the world anytime soon. Trust me. If there's any countries out there that want to showcase their accessibility for tourism for blind people, I am down to be a guinea pig. I will happily come for all expensive paid trips to do all the things and to see how accessible your stuff is and to promote you the set of last Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'll take that hit. It's not a problem. Call me up. I'm game. So if you've got knitting stores, even better, because then we can go to knitting stores around the world and I will take everybody with me. However, okay, yes, some of the maps had sea monsters and mermaids, yes. Depending on the style of map that you bought, yes, you could get one of the ones with the stylized sea monsters on them. Yes, you could. I loved this idea because, again, traveling around the globe is not an option for me, nor really should I be doing it. It is incredibly environmentally unsound, and it is not good. It's not good humaning. It's not good humaning at this point. It's like I know I shouldn't do it. However, I have an internet. I have the ability to generate chunks of maps of the world. I have yet to figure out how I'm going to do this digitally, since I'm obviously not going to be printing, since I obviously don't do printed stuff. Like, maybe, like, it'd have to be huge for me to be able to see what I'm doing, right? So, it generated some maps. I've done maps that just have every single country in the world. It's not feasible, but there you go. I've generated ones where it's just the continents of the world. And I'm sort of two-tiered a year-long crafting challenge. So you could Google hunt, search, look. I have found patterns for most of the countries, not all of them. A lot not in English, which is another, little hurdle. A little hurdle. But I really want to stretch my crafting skills. I really want to take a look at crochet and knitting patterns that are outside my comfort zone. And my comfort zone is North America and European patterns. That is my comfort zone. So it's looking at other areas of the world, because there is a lot more out there than in North America and Europe. Fair. Does that mean that I'm going to have to, be conscious of sizing, different tastes, different structures and stuff? Absolutely. It's going to be a heck of a learning curve. But I'm going to invite everybody to come join me, because that's what I do. I invite everybody to come join me. So I'm going to set up, they're basically colored pictures. You can print them if you want, and you can color in as you go, or you can leave them digital. I mean, I'm going to create these maps. I'm going to have Asa check the maps to make sure they actually look like how I think they look, because, again, we don't trust my eyeballs with nothing these days. And I'm just going to generate a very long country list for myself to function off of, because imagery doesn't really do it for me anymore. But I want to see how many countries I can knit from or crochet from in a fiscal year. So it's going to run from the 1st of September 2025 to the 1st of September 2026. So I got a year to do it. There's going to be chunks of the world where I can't access a pattern in English, so it's just not going to happen. What are you going to do, right? Oddly enough, I'm not going to feel bad if I don't choose to pick a pattern from Antarctica. It's not going to give me grief. What it does do is it means that I can only get one Canadian pattern, one American pattern, one Mexican pattern. Once you get the idea, then I have to move on to a different country, because then I've scratched that chunk of the map off, essentially, which is good. Also a downside, because I knit my own patterns and I am a Canadian. So, technically speaking, I've already marked Canada off, and we haven't even started yet, because in September I will still be working on one of my own patterns, and I am technically a Canadian knitting designer. So we have that. That's happening. However, I wanted a new fun challenge, and the bingo card is fun, but kind of like, I've done it for several years and I didn't want to do it anymore. And you've got the temperature blankets, which never really caught my eye or attention. But something new different patterns, looking at different sources. Like, I can't wait to get into the African countries. Like, that's going to be amazing. And they're going to be wildly different from anything that I'm used to. Means I've got an excuse to do some Estonian lace work, you know? Now, I never said you had to finish any of these things. Absolutely not. This is me. That's not. If it is something you need to do, of course. So long as I'm going, so long as it's casted on and I've done at least a couple inches and I'm committed to the project, I'm counting it as a completion and I'm coloring that part of the map in. Cheating? Probably. Do I care? No. There's like 190 plus countries in this world. That's a lot. That is a lot. I'm not getting through all of that in 1 year. I'm not getting through all of that in 1 year. But I want to see how far I can go. What? 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 Where did you get that pattern? I can't cross stitch. Why am I asking? I can't cross stitch. I'm still working on that. Oh yeah, absolutely. I am, because it is a worldwide thing, I'm opening it up to like all the crafts. Knitting, crochet, cross stitch, weaving, tatting, felting, because I don't know what's going to be the big thing in any one singular country, and it's going to vary from country to country. So like, I'm like, if it's a craft of a fiber nature, and yes, cross stitch counts, it uses thread as a fiber, it counts. It absolutely counts. If you want a hand bead, freaking, I don't know, pick a thing you would hand bead because you saw a gorgeous pattern out of India. Yeah, no, that's totally going to count. That's totally going to count. Have you seen their beadwork? Holy gods, their beadwork is stunning. It's stunning. It's absolutely going to count because you're going to be beading into a fabric. So it's a fiber art as far as I'm concerned. It's close enough. Close enough, it counts. But cross stitch would totally count. Oh. It sounds like a freaking gorgeous cross stitch pattern. And again, I am chatting with one of my ex-partners and one of my ex-boyfriends. Him and his wife have been doing a lot this summer with their business, but he's hoping that in the fall, once their little one settled in with her school routine, he wants to take a look at the cross-stitching equipment that he has because he's a cross-stitcher. He's cross-stitched for years. He loves it. He's bound and determined to figure out how to make cross-stitch accessible to me. So, like, he's seen my poor attempts at cross-stitch. We have had very in-depth discussions on what I can and cannot see. We play Warhammer together still. He's my DM for one of my D&D campaigns. So he's like, no, he's gonna figure this out so that I can cross stitch. So I'm hoping we can get it so I can make pretty cross stitch, not just giant cross stitch. Because I'm like, okay, if I've got to start making those huge things that are just kind of ridiculous for my brain, I will. That means I can eventually work down to the smaller sizes. But what I want to make is I want to make the stuff you hang on the wall. I want to make the pretty little things. Will it be intricate flower patterns? No. No, that's not who I am as a person. I'm not a pretty flower person. As I sit here hiding from air and dream of lighting all lilac bushes on fire. I hate lilac. Lavender, fine. Lilac wants to try to kill me. But I want to cross stitch some Halloween stuff. I want to cross stitch some other nerdy things, and he's all on board on helping me with that. Hey Tracy, how's it going? I'm glad you made it. We were just wrapping up talking about the new cal that's starting in September. So I'm hoping everybody wants to join, and I'm hoping I'll have some fun with it. Again, I did two primarily different types of maps. One that's continents and one that's the countries. So you can choose what level you want to attempt for. So you don't have to feel like you need to be quite my level of intense. And you could do continents, which is like really a actually reasonable goal in 1 year. I highly recommend the continent version. Do not feel that you need to listen, when I sales pitch this to Louise, I'm fully expecting her to go, oh my God, I'll try for the countries because me and Louise think on the same lines on these sorts of things. Cheryl would be smart. Cheryl would pick the continents. That is super good. It's a balance in our lives. Oh yeah, I don't doubt that a lot of the smaller Halloween stuff that would look good on the bigger sized ad accounts and stuff. It comes down to a size ratio. Like there is only so much space in this apartment, and I have 42 years of life under my belt. I have collected stuff. Now, while I have successfully purged way more books than anyone human should have owned, never mind somebody who's been going blind for over a decade, I still have books. You guys can see behind me, there's still books. I still have books. I have not been able to read a physical print thing in over 2 years now. I can't read physical print anymore. Like people hand me stuff and I'm assuming there's writing on it because otherwise they wouldn't have given it to me, but I don't know because I can't see it anymore. And I've gone down from bookshelves and bookshelves and bookshelves and books and boxes to like an intense level of books. I now have an intense level of yarn, and that's okay. But I don't have a ton of space. So like if the craft is large or the finished item's large, I get to have fewer of them. So there's a size thing I gotta keep an eye out. It does. The 14 ATA is really good. And again, my ex is looking because he's got, I don't know what it's called, but it's that standing frame that clamps, but it sits on the floor. So like he's got it set up, it sits on the floor, he's got it clamped down, and it sits on the couch, and he tucks his legs underneath, and he can watch his TV and or like watch TV with his wife and do his cross stitch while she works on her quilting patterns, right? So like he'll be doing that, but what he wants to try to do is when he's got the time to bring it all of it in, we're gonna try to backlight it because I need to be able to see the holes to do the cross stitch part, right? So if we can get it backlit with the holes, he's coming in like 4 or 5 different colors of ATA too. Because it's like if it's just a matter of working on the 14 ATA, but I have to use black ATA so that the bright from the holes picks up much easier, but I'm not getting overwhelmed with the light source behind the like that's what we're playing with. We're playing with light sources at this point. He just needs the time. And he's literally got like a spare 15 minutes on Fridays when he's done running his deliveries for the week for the store, and he stops by and he helps me do a thing I can't do on my own visually. Like this week I already asked if he could come help change some batteries because I can get the thing open and get the batteries out, but I never get the batteries put in the right way, and I can't read the little thing that tells me which way the batteries go anymore, right? So he's got 15 minutes once a week to spare right now to do stuff at the moment. So like nothing, like we don't even play Warhammer right now. He just doesn't have the time till the fall. So we're gonna play. There's hard, angry embroidery stuff that needs to be done. Oh dear. Sounds like a very stressful life. I mean, I do have some tension out projects. I've got some skirts that I hand sew aggressively on the side seams when I know I'm pissed because my tension's tight and the stitches are tight. I get you. It's just not how I do embroidery. So it's fine. We will get there. He needs some free time to be able to do stuff, and I need to have the space where we can set all of his stuff up and we can go through the different options to try to figure out what works. Then I can sink the money into the stuff that's going to be helpful for me. So at the moment, it's a thing. Oh dear. Good luck, Jude. Oh, Jude. Is it? I don't have no idea. I can freehand embroider tiny little geometric shapes on my corsets. That's it. That's all I know how to embroider. I have some books on embroidery that I'd love to be able to read. But I can't. I think embroidery I probably could manage because that's more freehand. But I haven't done anything outside geometric. That's an actual style of embroidery? Weird. Okay, I'm gonna have to go look that up. All right. I'm almost gonna coffee milk. Let's talk bags. We need to pick bags for the day. It's the first full week of August, so I wanted to cast on a new bag for every week in August. Because the check-in's been delayed till Friday, I have reserved the vintage crochet tote, and the Irish Adventure bag for picks for the check-in. So that leaves us a couple of other options. And I decided I'm on a scrap kick. I'd like to get rid of the last of the worsted weight scraps. We're getting really freaking close to the end. So I pulled up the Sailor Girl travel bag, which absolutely can be done on scraps. Or the Fiberfast 2023 crocheted bag. Because it uses hexagons. Hexagons is 6-sided, right? My degree's in medieval history, not geometric shapes. Uh-oh. Asa, you just sent me a thing because Discord just informed me of my ears. So technically, both of these patterns are worked in DK weight. I'm going to work in worsted, so I will go up a hook size so that I keep the same tension and sizing for it. I am going to work in scraps if I pick either one of these two. However, the Fiberfast bag is a cute little purse situation, and the Sailor Girl bag is absolutely going to be a project bag for blankets. Yeah, blankets. Totally a blanket. I have a photo on Discord now. Excellent. That was Lucas sent me. Thank you, also. So I gotta decide. Am I doing a scrap sailor tote bag situation to be used for blankets, or am I doing a scrap Fiberfest purse that is hexagon, and in which case I will pick a series of colors for it so that I can at least have matching color variations all the way through. I do like for that one. I saw a couple. There's only like 13 projects listed on Ravelry, but some of them had all of the hexagons in the same color, the outside rim in the same color, and it was dark. And then they used brighter colors on the inside. And so I'm like, if I've got like 2 skeins of a dark purple, like that might be my dark color that combines everything together, and then I'll go through my smaller worsted scraps and pull other colors out. So I'm not sure if it would be got purple or gray outline, but I do like the look with the darker color outlining each of the hexagons. And then it just sort of, when you put them, assemble the bag together, it sort of just pulls the look of the bag together where everything else is scrap. Don't get me wrong, the rainbow one was freaking cute to look at, and if I had enough yarn in rainbow colors to do it, I would absolutely do a rainbow one. But I didn't really like the ones that just went super scrap and super bright. I was just like, okay, that's not, I need some sort of coordinating color to pull that together because I'd like to use it as a purse. So I think I have enough gray or enough purple to pull that off, which means I got to go into my scraps and find out, obviously. But it's either going to be the Fiberfast purse. So like, I'm going to get everybody to vote. We're either doing the Fiberfast purse or we're doing the Sailor tote bag. The Sailor tote bag is literally just going to be pull the balls, and it's bulky, or is it worsted? I think it's worsted. Let's double check because I don't remember anymore. It's bulky. It's bulky, so it'd be worsted held double for me because I don't crochet as tight as I knit. I swear to God, cat. Then, yeah, it'd be marled. So I would just grab the smallest scraps and start crack-a-lacking. I'd go all the way up, and it's in single crochet. But I think that's going to be our best bet because I don't know which one of the 2 bags is going to be picked for the secret project for the month. So for the moment, I'm going to stick to the scrap bags. I will pull from them first. So yes, the Sailor Girl travel bag, travel tote, travel bag. It says travel bag. I don't know if I travel with it, but I think it would make a freaking excellent blanket project bag. Or Fiberfest 2023 crochet bag. One of the two. One of the two. Oh, I don't think you're dying. I have to go look at the photos now that I got a photo. What do you guys think? Should I do the Sailor Girl one and do worsted held double and do a bulky single crochet tote bag that I can use as project bags for blankets? Or should I do the fiber crochet purse? You're not dying. Where are you? waiting for the internet to reply to me. Did you just yell at me and then leave? Was this just a yell at the human and then leave situation? It was a yell at the human. What? You're not starving. You're not. You can just eat your kibble. Yeah, your kibble. All of this drama could be fixed if you went to go see your bowl was full of food. Do you know how I know it's full of food? Because I put food in there. I did. Sailor Girl? Okay, Tracy's up for the Sailor Girl. Come here. What's your problem? What are you stressing? You're having a moment. You're having a moment of crazy catness. What's up, Buck? What's up, Buck? Hi. Hi. You're not starving to death. You do need to have your nails trimmed. Hi. You can't just chill up here because you're in the mood. Listen. Stop getting your claws stuck in my clothing. We're gonna sit here. We need to get the votes from the bag first. We need the votes from the bag first, and then we can say goodbye to everybody. We can say no. You can't go on the computer. Pissed off cat. I mean, technically, the Sailor Girl could be a week project because it's bulky. I mean, it's tight bulky because it's being worked on a 6mm hook. On worst, it held double for the bulky. But I would be more willing to say that as a week project. I'm not sure if I could do the Fiberfest one in a week because it would be making and then assembly, whereas the Sailor Girl's made all in one go. So the Sailor Girl is more likely to be a week-long project for me, which would bode well if I'm trying to do a bag a week, right? There's that. Oh, sure, lie on that foot. Why? There's more space on the other side. Why do you have to be on this? She's just being a nuisance today. Just wait till we do the experimental Tuesday baking today. I'm sure that's going to go over well with you. You're not going to know what I'm doing. You're going to be very confused. Life. Well, Tracy, you're the only one who voted, so I feel like we're just going to go with your option. And we'll see how I do. I do. I've got my bag of scraps, like literally with an arm's reach there. And I have is it 6 or 6.5mm hook it calls for? I think it's a 6mm hook. Wrong page. Yeah. Give me the stitches. Oh, it's 6.0 millimeters. Nikki, you're in Sailor Girl too? Okay, that's 2 for Sailor Girl. And now works for me. Sailor Girl. I need to find a 6.0 millimeters. Millimeters. What is my voice? Can overstate? My voice versus millimeters instead of millimeters. I think I know where my 6mm hook is. I have like 4. I should be able to track them down. Then I could cast that on today. Oh, that would make a fun Instagram post, like the start of the project tomorrow. Like all of my color choices and stuff pulled out. Oh, that'd be fun. All right, Sailor Girl. Let's see if I can get the Sailor Girl done in a week. It's a big bag. It's a big bag, but it's also bulky. Single crochet, but bulky on a 6mm. Yeah, I'll say it. I think I can do that in a week. I can't do any more with the crocheted covers for the phone or the tablet this week anyway, because I'm going to have to deal with the next step in the Choose Your Own Adventure sweater so that I'm ready to look for people at the end of August to test knit. So we are creeping closer to the test knitter call. I mean, we would have been there, but I had to rework the whole pattern. And that happens. It's not the end of the world. It is what it is. There's a song that's called It Is What It Is What It Is. It's a super cute song. Very bubbly and upbeat. However, I think That's it, right? Yes, we covered the upcoming knitting around the world for the year. Well, crafting around the world for the year. We opened up the yarn for the month. I talked about all my projects. The summer cow ends the end of this month, so hopefully you are either done or you're like me, well within easy stretch grasp to get that. We'll see everybody on Friday for the check-in, so I can finally talk about the Katana kerchief tank top, which I obviously not going to talk about now because that's still a secret thing till Friday. And then, other than that, I think we're good. I don't think I forgot anything. If I did, we'll talk about it next Sunday. How does that sound? Okay, good. Hopefully, my cast on need is gone and I can be slightly more monogamous this week. We'll see how it goes. However, guys, until next week, it's just me and the cat. And well, I know she doesn't care. I'm going to say stay cool if it's hot where you are. Stay hot if it's cool where you are. Don't forget to eat snacks and take naps. Stay safe, and no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to craft. Bye, guys.